Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. It is the pregame of our game is going to be coming up soon, and in the pregame show, Pat McAfee really summed up how bad the Dallas Cowboys are, and they started this conversation. I haven't heard the whole thing of it, but it's like I got to get this. Let's listen in to Pat McAfee.
Against the Tennessee Titans.
He's a comedian, he's a character.
He really is. He is hilarious.
The one and only Pat McAfee back here on NFL Game Day.
Listen exactly about this conversation.
Happy. Going all over the college football landscape. Good to see you. Good to see you, Pat.
Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to showcase the windows before the snowstorm comes through. I guess this is about to be a snow globe out here in the middle of America. So just trying to enjoy being
here
able
too.
to see anything out here before a great Week 18 NFL Sunday, brother.
Well, we're excited to have you as always, fresh back from going around the college football landscape right around the new year. And it's now time for another rousing edition of Yins Ought to Know. And what do we ought to know?
Here we go.
Well, thank you so much, Rich. I hope Hanukkah was fantastic. We celebrated alongside you at this house. I hope you understand that, you and everybody else. Happy New Year's, boys. Merry Christmas. Yins ought to know a couple things I have questions about. Mooch, you first, Pazon.
Okay.
It's getting here.
So I've never been a head coach. Okay, I've never been somebody that had to decide how much playing time somebody has. But I have been a player that has had a massive $1 million escalator in my contract. All I had to do was hit one ball inside the 20, and all of a sudden $1 million would hit from my contract. The next year, I was so excited. I was so pumped. Got it, by the way. But in this particular NFL Sunday, we all know Mike Evans, 85 yards away from a $3 million bonus. Geno Smith is on the cusp of a $2 million bonus. Kyler Murray has $750,000. I think everybody in the NFL has incentives and escalators on the line today. As a coach, how do you handle that? Are you drawing up plays in the dirt to get your guys? What do you think the messaging is?
Yeah, so that's a good question because incentives, if they're individual stats, incentives like so many catches, so many yards, so many touchdowns, those can be incentives that make a guy pretty selfish sometimes, okay? I wish as a coach, sometimes you go, hey, in your contract, if you play a certain percentage of playing time, or if you make the Pro Bowl, or if we make the playoffs, you get a bump. But all these statistical ones can make a guy selfish. Now, if you got to play like Mike Evans, he's got to play today. He's going to get his 5 catches and 85 yards. In fact, that should be in the first 15 because he's going to help us win. But if he were playing for the Chiefs and you were going to rest your players, you're going to just rest this guy. Forget about that contract. One time, I'll tell you a quick story. I was doing installation. First play on my installation one time, I opened with 12 personnel, okay, just one back and 2 tight ends. And all of a sudden, some guy in the back starts bitching. Like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm just going through and I'm, what's wrong with that guy? Because you change personnel, right? Well, come to find out, he had in his contract, if he started X amount of games, he would get this giant bump, right? And I was starting in a different personnel group, and he was going to miss out on his assignment or that incentive, right? So I went to him, what's the matter with you? And he told me the problem, and it wasn't a big deal to open a game in a different personnel just to get him the darn thing. So we did that. But sometimes these incentives can make you pretty selfish.
Now here's a follow-up question, Pat. Not to tell you how to do it, but here's a follow-up question. Forget about money, okay? Ask him if there's a certain day that's important to a player on his team because he's the all-time greatest receiver and he's being honored. Do you run plays specifically for that guy?
Okay, Mooch, I have a question for you. Let's do some journalism. Why do you Jerry Rice?
Okay, I'm going to find it because I have I have the first 15 from that game. And I'm telling you guys that he was the number one in the progression like 80% of the time, all right? Don't laugh far there, Pat, because they were just doubling him.
Are you saying he wasn't open?
He wasn't open, and so he thought he was open. But T.O. was open, so we threw him 20.
Jerry Rice wasn't open.
Jerry Rice, Jerry's still mad at me for that. Dick Jerome, I blame him. He took him away that whole game. Yeah.
Now you're saying the guy can't get open.
I know. I mean,
It just gets worse.
Highly
Don't
trained
throw the ball
quarterbacks.
to Jerry
That's
Rice.
what
Let
Pat
Kurt
McAfee
Warner.
Okay, so point being here is this game, we're not worried about. I mean, we're not going to playoffs. We're not going to playoffs. And Cooper Rush just came in and did the best that he could under a bad situation here. And to me, that sucks that basically, it'd been different if you'd been playing Trey all along. We've heard week after week after week after week, Trey, we're trying to win. We're trying to win. And so now all of a sudden we have this up. Sorry, Cowboys. Sorry. You can do the right thing and just go ahead and say, we're going to give you that incentive. And then we water under the bridge. Alrighty, good people. I'll see you in a few minutes. Peace.